Have you ever felt it? That cold, sharp sting when the world just walks away from you, when everyone you thought would be there is suddenly gone, leaving you standing alone at your lowest point. It is the moment when you look around and all you see are shadows, people who promised to help yet vanished without a trace. They abandoned you. At your worst, when you needed them most. And here is the truth they will never tell you. You are not weak because they left, no. You are stronger than they will ever understand. You see, when the world leaves you to drown in your own darkness, you are given something that they can never take back. Control. They walked away because they could not handle the weight of your pain. But you can carry it. You will carry it. Everyone thinks that survival means having someone to lean on. They are wrong. Survival means standing tall, even when the whole world turns its back on you. The ones who left, they are the ones who were weak. They are the ones who gave up. You are the one who stands in the ruins, staring at the chaos and saying, "This is where I rise." Let us look at you for a moment. What do we see? You sit there staring at the walls, lost in your own thoughts. A person consumed by anger, by fear, by sadness. Your mind is a battlefield. Every emotion you feel is like a weapon aimed at your soul. You are not living, you are surviving, and just barely. You feel everything, the anger that rises like a storm inside of you, the sadness that weighs you down like an anchor. You let them take control. You let your emotions drag you into darkness. You have no power over them. They control you, anger. It is not just a feeling, it is a fire that burns everything in its path, and you feed it every day. You think it makes you strong. You think that rage will make the world respect you, but it does not. It only consumes you. It makes you reckless, impulsive, and blind. You lash out at anything that crosses your path, destroying everything around you in the process. You do not know how to stop it, do you? It overwhelms you, controls you, and with every outburst, you lose a piece of yourself. Sadness. The dark cloud that hangs over your head, whispering that you are worthless, that you are nothing. You think that wallowing in it will make things better, but it does not. It only keeps you trapped in the past, drowning in a sea of memories that no longer matter. You believe that your tears are a sign of your pain, but all they are is a sign of your weakness. You think that by crying, you can somehow release the weight of the world. But the truth is, you are only adding more weight to your soul. The more you give in to sadness, the harder it is to rise. Fear. That invisible force that holds you back, that whispers in your ear that you are not enough. It paralyzes you. It makes you question every decision, every step you take. You feel it in your chest, tightening around your heart, making you hesitate. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. It is all the same. It keeps you small, keeps you hidden in the shadows. You want to take control, but fear holds you back, telling you that you cannot do it, that you are not strong enough. You believe these emotions are part of who you are. You think they define you. You think that anger, sadness, and fear are your only choices. But here is the thing you refuse to see. They are not who you are. They are just chains. Chains that you have wrapped around yourself. And with every passing day, you let them tighten. You let them control you more and more. You are stuck in a cycle, a loop that you cannot escape. Your emotions dictate every move you make, every thought you have. They hold you prisoner, and you do nothing to break free. You let them make the choices for you. You react, never act. You are at the mercy of your own weaknesses, and you do not even realize it. You might think that this is just how life is, that everyone goes through this, that it is normal to feel this way. But it is not. There is a different path, one that does not involve being a slave to your emotions. You could be so much more than this. But first, you have to recognize the truth. You are letting your weaknesses control you. You are letting them win. Now, let us talk about this. How long are you going to sit there, waiting for something to change? How long will you let your anger, your sadness, your fear rule you? You know what is happening, do you not? You know that you are slowly becoming a slave to these emotions. You tell yourself that they are a part of who you are, that you cannot escape them. But that is just an excuse, a lie that you keep telling yourself to avoid facing the truth. You think that crying about your pain will make things better? You believe that sitting in silence and dwelling on everything that went wrong will somehow fix it? It will not. The world does not care about your tears. It does not care about your struggles. The world only respects one thing: power. And right now, you are powerless. You let your emotions control you. You let them dictate your every move. And what do you have to show for it? Nothing, absolutely nothing. You think that screaming, shouting, or sulking will make people notice you? You think that by showing them how hurt you are, they will suddenly care? They will not. They are not interested in your pain. They are not interested in your weakness. They are too busy with their own lives to give a second thought to your suffering. Do you know what happens when you focus too much on your anger or your sadness? You fade away. You disappear into the noise. Just another person lost in the sea of emotions, all yelling, all crying, all begging for attention. And what do they all have in common? They are weak. You are weak. You may try to hide it behind a mask, pretending everything is fine. You may try to convince yourself that no one can see how much you are struggling. But guess what? You are fooling no one but yourself. People see the fear in your eyes, the anger in your voice, the sadness in your posture. You think you can escape it? You think you can run away from it? You cannot. It is a part of you, a chain you have wrapped around yourself. Every day you hold on to it. Every day you feed it, it becomes stronger. And you become weaker. You may look around and think that others are better than you, that they have everything figured out. You may think that they have the power, the strength that you are missing. But that is not true. They are not better than you. They are just better at controlling their emotions. They know what you refuse to see. Emotions are not your enemies. They are your weapons. But you have to learn how to wield them. You have to take control. Stop blaming the world for your problems. Stop blaming others for the things you have lost. It is easy to point fingers and say, they did this to me, or they hurt me. But what is that going to accomplish? Nothing. All it does is keep you stuck in a cycle of self-pity and weakness. It makes you a victim, and victims do not win. You are not a victim. You are a fighter. But you have to start fighting back. When will you stop being the puppet and start being the one who pulls the strings? When will you stop letting your emotions dictate your every move and take control of your life? You have the power within you, but you will never tap into it if you keep running from the truth. You must face the chaos within you. You must face the anger, the sadness, the fear, and master them. It is the only way to rise. But what will it be? Will you continue to wallow in your weaknesses, letting them control you? Or will you finally stand up, face the storm, and take charge of your destiny? The choice is yours. But remember this: the longer you wait, the harder it will be to escape the chains you have created for yourself. Now, listen carefully. I will tell you something that can change everything. You are standing at a crossroads. You can keep going down the same path, allowing your emotions to control you, to tear you apart. Or you can take the path that leads to power. You can seize control of your own mind and master the chaos within you. It is not easy. It will not happen overnight. But it is the only way forward, the only way to truly rise. The first step is to stop seeing your emotions as your enemies. They are not. Your anger, your sadness, your fear, they are tools, powerful, dangerous tools, and when you learn how to use them, when you learn how to control them, that is when you will become unstoppable. Right now, they control you because you let them. You let your anger make decisions for you. You let your sadness keep you trapped in the past. You let your fear stop you from moving forward. But what if I told you that you could turn all of that around? What if I told you that you could take your anger, your sadness, your fear, and transform them into something that will make you stronger, smarter, and more powerful than you ever thought possible? What if I told you that you could become the one in control, the one pulling the strings, instead of the one being controlled? Let me start with your anger. Anger is a fire. It can burn everything in its path, but it can also be a tool for destruction when used correctly. The key is not to fight it, the key is to channel it. When you feel that rage building inside you, do not let it consume you. Do not let it cloud your judgment. Instead, focus it. Let that fire burn with purpose. Direct it towards something productive. Use it to push yourself forward, to fuel your determination. Anger can drive you to succeed, to break through obstacles that would have otherwise stopped you. But you must learn to control it. You must learn to use it, not let it use you. Next, let us talk about sadness. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that sadness makes you weak. But sadness is not weakness. Sadness is a sign that you are human. It shows that you care, that you feel. But here is the difference. You cannot stay there. You cannot let sadness be your home. Instead of letting it drown you, use it as a source of strength. When you feel that heavy weight pressing down on you, use it to fuel your resilience. Let it remind you that you are alive, that you are capable of feeling deeply. Then use that feeling to rise above it. Let your sadness be a spark that lights your way out of the darkness. When you face your pain and rise from it, you become stronger than you ever were before. And then there is fear. Fear is the greatest enemy that most people face. It is the thing that keeps them stuck, keeps them from taking risks, keeps them from growing. Fear will tell you that you are not good enough, that you cannot succeed, that you will fail. But fear is nothing more than a lie. It is a lie you have been telling yourself. The truth is, fear is just a signal that you are on the edge of something new, something dangerous, something worth fighting for. Every time you feel that fear creeping in, that is the moment you must act. That is the moment you must push through. Fear does not make you weak. It makes you human. And when you learn to walk through that fear, when you learn to use it as fuel for your actions, you will discover a strength that most people never even know exists. You see, the solution is not to eliminate your emotions. That would be impossible. The solution is to take control of them, to master them. You must learn to stand firm in the face of your anger, to rise above your sadness, to walk through your fear. When you do that, you will find power, real power. Power that comes from within, from your ability to control the chaos inside your own mind. So, I ask you again, will you continue to let your emotions control you, or will you rise above them? Will you continue to be a slave to your weaknesses, or will you take the reins and become the master of your own fate? The choice is yours. But know this, when you take control of your emotions, when you turn them into your allies, there is nothing that can stop you. Nothing. Now, imagine something different. Imagine a version of yourself that does not just survive. Imagine a version of yourself that thrives. Imagine standing in the middle of chaos, with every storm raging around you, yet you remain calm, focused, in control. Imagine the anger inside of you no longer dictating your every move, but becoming a weapon you can wield with precision. Imagine your sadness not drowning you, but transforming into something that drives you forward. Imagine your fear not paralyzing you, but sharpening your instincts, making you stronger, faster, more capable. This is what happens when you take control, when you stop being a victim of your emotions, when you stop letting them control your actions, everything changes. You will no longer be ruled by your past, your pain, or your weaknesses. You will become someone who commands their destiny. A person who looks at the world and says, "I am not afraid of you. I am not scared of what you throw at me. I will rise, no matter what." Every moment of anger you experience will fuel your purpose. Every moment of sadness will add strength to your resolve. Every moment of fear will make you sharper, more focused. Your emotions will no longer be chains. They will be the fuel that propels you forward, the force that drives you to be the best version of yourself. And here is the most important part. You will no longer rely on anyone else to feel empowered. You will no longer wait for someone to tell you that you are strong enough, smart enough, good enough. You will know it for yourself. You will become your own source of power. And when you realize this, when you truly grasp that you are the one who controls your life, you will understand what true freedom is. You will walk into any room and your presence will be felt. People will look at you and see something different. They will see someone who is not afraid to face the darkness, someone who has the power to rise above it. They will see someone who has taken control of their emotions, someone who has turned their pain into strength, someone who has mastered their own mind. And that is the kind of power that cannot be ignored. When you walk through life with this kind of power, you will no longer be afraid to take risks. You will no longer worry about failing because failure will no longer scare you. You will know that failure is just a stepping stone on your journey to greatness. You will see obstacles not as things to avoid, but as challenges to overcome, as opportunities to grow stronger. You will understand that every setback is a lesson. Every failure a chance to rise even higher. Your transformation will be visible to everyone around you. You will no longer be the person who hides from the world, who cowers in fear, who lets life happen to them. You will become the person who shapes their own reality, who stands tall in the face of adversity and says, "I will not be broken." This is the power that comes from mastering your emotions. This is the strength that comes from not letting your weaknesses define you. When you harness the full potential of your mind, when you take control of the chaos inside, you become an unstoppable force. No one will be able to stand in your way. But it does not stop there. The true beauty of this empowerment is that it is not just about you. When you take control of your emotions, when you master your own mind, you will inspire others to do the same. You will become a beacon of strength for those around you. You will show them that it is possible to rise from the ashes, to transform pain into power, to conquer the chaos that lives inside all of us. You will lead by example, and in doing so, you will create a ripple effect that will spread far beyond yourself. So, as you begin this journey, know this. The power is within you. The strength is already there. It has always been there. You have always had the ability to rise, to take control, to shape your own destiny. You just needed to realize it. And now that you do, there is nothing that can stop you. The world is full of people who are lost, who are stuck in their pain, their fear, their anger. But you will be the one who rises above it. You will be the one who stands tall. And when the storm rages, when the world tries to break you, you will stand firm, knowing that no matter what happens, you are in control. You will not just survive, you will thrive. Now, we have arrived at the moment of truth. The time for excuses has passed. The time for sitting in silence, waiting for something to change, is over. You know exactly what you need to do, and it is up to you to act. This is where you decide if you are going to continue being controlled by your emotions, or if you will finally rise above them and take command of your life. You have learned that your anger, your sadness, your fear, they are not weaknesses. They are not things to hide from or avoid. They are tools. They are weapons waiting for you to seize them. But it is not enough to simply acknowledge them. It is not enough to understand that you can control them. You must now act. You must step into your power and wield those emotions with purpose, with precision. This is the moment that will define you. Will you continue to live in fear, letting every setback keep you down, letting every failure dictate your future? Or will you rise? Will you take control of the chaos within you and turn it into strength? Will you stop being the puppet and start pulling the strings? You know the answer. You have always known. The power has always been inside of you, just waiting to be unleashed. You were never meant to be a victim. You were never meant to stay stuck in your pain, your fear, your sadness. You were meant to break free. You were meant to be unstoppable. But here is the truth. No one is going to do this for you. No one is going to give you the strength you need. No one is going to hand you power on a silver platter. You must claim it for yourself. You must decide that enough is enough. You must make the choice to take control, to master your emotions, and to become the person you were always meant to be. This is your call to action. It is time to stop waiting for change to come to you. It is time to stop waiting for someone to save you. You must save yourself. You must rise above your fears, above your sadness, above your anger, and claim the life that you deserve. It will not be easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments when it seems impossible. But remember this. Every great journey begins with a single step, and it is up to you to take that step. So what will it be? Will you continue to live in the shadows, letting life happen to you? Or will you rise into the light, taking control of your destiny? Will you remain a slave to your emotions, or will you become the master of your fate? The choice is yours. You have the power. You have always had the power. The only question left is, will you use it?